Alright, finally, we get our first piece of information about the 6th Yu-Gi-Oh! Series besides a picture and some concept art. Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains will premiere this spring, probably early April, which actually means that they were pretty restrained on giving us all this. I remember we learned a lot about Zale early on. We were getting Arc 5 trailers early on, I think before even the final sets of those series were out. So holding it back like this, I think, is really neat. And there's some really neat stuff here, so let's just get right into it. So the first thing I think of when I hear the title Vrains or whatever you pronounce it is that Konami really wants to push VR. VR is obviously becoming really big and getting really popular, so I could totally see a Yu-Gi-Oh! VR game come out. Now, many people are saying VR is still really expensive, and yeah, but again, you think about this for a minute, you look at how fast game technology develops these days, just tech in general. Who knows, maybe by like summer or fall, there will be a cheap way for all of us to experience VR duels like this. But going on to the rest of the information, I'm just going to give my opinions. All this is on beyondtheduel.com. I got the link to the main page in the description below. So pretty much what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to go through the translations and then give my thoughts at what I'm looking at. So here we go. The first piece of information we get is Yusaku's Ace Monster, Decode Talker. I'm not gonna lie, that's not the coolest name ever, and even the design, he just kind of looks like Buster Blader to me, mixed in with like some of the Egyptian sort of stuff from the first series. Now, that's not to say he won't be cool when we actually see the series happen. I'm not gonna lie, my reaction to both Utopia and Odd Eye's Pendulum Dragon was just sort of meh as well. But the difference being at least those monsters felt like their own things. This one definitely looks very Buster Blader to me, which doesn't have to be a bad thing. Who knows? Maybe this is kind of a false lead. Maybe he's gonna have a different ace. Let's not forget, when they first showed us Yuma, they made it look like Zubaba Knight was his ace monster. And we all found out that not to be true. Same thing with just plain Odd Eye's Dragon. Or maybe it's not going to be his main boss, but just like the boss he has for an arc or two, like Yusei with Junk Warrior or Jaden with Flame Wingman. So who knows? There's probably going to be a lot going on. It'll be interesting to see. Then they give a little description. They don't tell us what its abilities are. I like that they put the mystery, like, what's it going to be? Because for those of you who don't know, the next starter deck comes out in March, and the next booster comes out in April, I think. So for Konami, like in Japan, like all this stuff is going to come out in the next month or two. This is a really cool way to get everyone sort of hyped, not just giving us everything at once. And then we have the description of what we're seeing with his design in this picture. Transforming from his school uniform look, the protagonist, Yusaku, and his ace monster are here. The new series features Yusaku dueling in virtual reality duels held in cyberspace created with the latest technology. First up, a lot of people are wondering, is this going to be kind of like Sword Art Online, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, or like a dot hack type thing? I don't think so. I think the idea is literally just going to be, you put on your headset when you find your opponent and the duel begins. I think it could get kind of boring, everything being in cyberspace, especially for a franchise that likes to be all over the place like Yu-Gi-Oh! As for the design, that's kind of the other big thing in this. I like it. I like him in the virtual reality. It looks better than his normal self, because I just feel that getting rid of all the blue in the hair is a really smart decision. We see the pink with the Super Saiyan gold and the red still there, blobbity bloobity. What I do like about this, though, is I feel almost like a sense of narrative already from it. From what we know about him, like the one sentence we got, this guy is not very social. He very likes to, it seems like he wants to keep to himself. He's very quiet, doesn't want to stand out. Again, you see a lot of times characters like that will be represented by more darker or more smoother colors, like blues and purples and stuff. Then when you see him with the gold and the red, it allows for him to suddenly be more up front. He's got to be very sort of in your face in order to win the duels. So the sort of hair change is very cool, and it's something we haven't seen in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think it would have been cooler if he had normal hair and then it went crazy in the VR world. It would have been cooler, but whatever. We see that there doesn't look like there's going to be a dual disc, just sort of a little thing he holds on to. Good, like, do something different. Like, essentially all the dual discs have looked the same. Let's try something different. The Tron outfit's kind of neat, I guess. That's, the fashion is the least thing anyone cares about with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then there's the hoverboard. I like it. It's not as cool as card games on motorcycles, but nothing will ever beat that. But again, it's a neat idea. You can keep things moving fast, being very visually interesting. With Arc 5, they definitely tried a lot harder to keep the animation moving, which I really appreciate. So I see definitely sort of the evolution of that take place here. Let's see, is there anything else? Just writing in Duels in VR space. And then the final one is a mysterious organism accompanies Yusaku. Question mark. Is that organism a monster? Question mark. More to be revealed in the future. Exclamation point. A lot of people are thinking this is going to be an astral type character or maybe an early villain. I'm thinking no. They use the term organism, which is kind of a weird word. Maybe there's going to be something a little creepier going on here. Maybe something a little darker. Or maybe it'll just be some sort of weird VR creature. Who knows? But anyways, this is a really cool poster. A really neat way to sort of interest you and get things into it. And basically, I am really getting excited for this picture. I would have preferred if we got this poster before we got that last picture. But I mean, it looks cool and it looks neat. So what do you think? In the comments section below, give me your thoughts about the Yugioh Vrains poster, what this information tells you, and what do you think about Decode Talker? Because even the name doesn't sound very exciting to me, but who knows? We'll just have to wait and see.